I figure I'll record right about here. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm getting ready to take the metal blade off the Calamity Keeper and put it on that box fan, what I told you earlier I was going to do. Trying to do a blade swap with the box fan. So I got the plastic blade off the box fan. Now I'm going to take the metal blade off of the high velocity fan, which is the Calamity Keeper, and put it on the box fan and see how that works out. So here we go.
There's nothing to be impressed about. The security came over.
He was trying to help me. I was being stupid. What happened?
Security came over. We were so embarrassed. I've never been in a fight in my life.
It was really humiliating, and everyone at the festival knows us. We go there every year. You know, it was really sad. Did you all get that? We all got that. I didn't get to see my favorite song.
We were bloody eyes. We missed her favorite band. Let's start. The Superman over here can handle 4-on-1. For 30 seconds, I was trying to get to my girlfriend. You was counting too. Damn, you could multitask so well. He could fight and count.
This is what the law says. The law says that if somebody reasonably is in fear of being hurt or of somebody else being hurt, that they can use defense. Okay? And it sounds to me that in this stampede, that Lauren got pushed down. She admits that she doesn't know who pushed her down. I don't think you did. He says that James says I was just trying to get to her so that she would not be, trampled on. And in the process, I pushed you aside. Well, you didn't just push him aside because your adrenaline was going, and you were excited, and you were worried about her, and you just kind of probably like,
Yes, we were.
It seems to me that there was just a lot of confusion and a lot going on as you're doing the nay-nay.
Yes.
You could have stopped for a second and tried to help her. That would have been, I'm just saying,
People fought.
decent, people that was, clearly she got pushed. She didn't just fall down. It would have been very helpful had you just stopped and said, hey, as you just said, Brock, let me help you. Your girlfriend's on the ground, let's see if she's okay. But no, you're busy doing your, all your moves over here and stuff. Boy,
That's why I'm at a music festival. I have fun, not become first aid.
Listen, I mean, just because I'm older doesn't mean I haven't been to a music festival and I don't know what it's like to have fun at a music festival. I get it.
It's not being blackout drunk, knocking people over.
Well, I don't know if that was the case. I don't know that he was blacked out drunk and that was the case. But I think you ought to probably, I'm going to give you some money. I'm going to give you $1,200 now because I think you're all out there and you could have helped the situation. I think that you probably reacted because she was hurt, and I think you probably started swinging, and it just got to be mayhem out there. So I'm going to enter judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600. Now, please be a little more considerate. What if this had been reversed? What if this had been your girlfriend who got you?
She would have been on the ground.
Not necessary.
I wouldn't have knocked anyone down.
Well, hey, I said, what if the situation had been reversed? What if someone had knocked your girlfriend down? Would you like a little bit more consideration than you gave Lauren? Yes. Yes. Yes is the right answer if you haven't figured that out.
I say yes.
All right, yes. All right, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600. We'll stand adjourned.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $600.
Next time you're out somewhere, watch where you're going. Catch you at the next music festival.
Coming up.
Do you think that he was cheating on you?
Yes.
When he was picking up his quote?
I have tons of evidence that he was cheating.
Oh.
Closed captioning provided by
Wish you could wear comfy, cozy slippers everywhere? You can with new hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins. Sneakers as soft and comfortable as slippers. Try new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins.
whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Introducing Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact.
It is so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Strengthen and tone your legs, increase your mobility, flexibility, and balance. Plus, stimulate healthy circulation.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better, and it makes me feel stronger too.
Perfect for home therapy. Whisper quiet to use while you work.
My circulation is moving, I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energized.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. Call and get upgraded to the deluxe bundle. Get the faster motor or 5 miles of steps per hour, the step counter, the sport mat, and wireless remote. Call now.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Todd Daniels is suing Paula West in the amount of $350. Mr. Daniels claims his ex-girlfriend left his gym bag in the street when she picked up her car and says the item was stolen. Ms. West is countersuing for $395.
You're suing Paula, who was at one time your girlfriend.
That's correct, yeah.
And Paula, you're in turn suing your ex-boyfriend for some money on a counterclaim.
That's correct.
All right, so tell me what happened.
I was at work one day. I work at a gym, and she came and took the car that I was using at work.
My car. No.
Your car. And what happened?
It had my gym bag in it, which I need to work. It had my shoes, my Fitbit, all my clothes, everything that I need. And she just took it without even saying anything. Came out of the car, was gone. I thought it was stolen. I actually went to the police to file a report.
Did you tell him you were coming to take
Yes,
the car
I
back?
gave him 5 weeks with no response.
5 weeks?
Yes.
Clearly, there is some bad news.
Yeah, I guess it's been going on for about 4 years now. Like I said, I work at the gym. And one day Paula came in and she was wearing a Dallas Cowboys shirt. I'm a big Dallas Cowboys fan. I asked her out, and for some reason, I guess it worked, right? So then we started hanging out. We were going to movies. We were working out together. We were going on hikes, doing all
Well, it
kinds of
sounds
stuff.
wonderful.
At the beginning, it was.
We have a daughter together.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that's the reason why I sold my truck and why I was using her car. And I sold the truck to help pay for the bills.
Is that true?
He did sell his truck, yes, but I didn't ask him to. I was paying most of the bills on my own with my job.
That's not true. I was picking, we had a daughter, it was expensive. I sold the truck to help pay for the bills. I was picking up extra shifts at work. We
Yeah, he was
got to-
working after hours at the gym.
Do you think that he was cheating on you?
Yes.
When he was picking up these
Oh,
quote
I have text evidence that he was cheating.
Oh.
No.
Coming up,
She kicked me out of the house. We've got a child that I'm trying to support. I've got to get to work. 5 weeks to round up money to get a car. I was just expecting her to be more reasonable.
This sounds unfortunate.
closed captioning provided by
Is your dog telling you they may have allergic itch? Apoquel is the #1 treatment for allergic itch that veterinarians have trusted for over 15 million dogs. And it starts working in just 4 hours.
Do not use in dogs with serious infections. It may cause worsening of existing parasitic skin infestations or pre-existing cancers and serious infections. New neoplasias have been observed. Do not use in dogs less than 12 months old.
Ask your vet for Apoquel, now available in a tasty chewable.
I forgot to wash my work second.
Just wear it again. I added non-stop, so don't worry about it. It keeps our clothes fresh all day.
Ooh, I'm really feeling it at work today.
She smells like I'm actually paying attention. Smell unstoppable.
Patients who have sensitive teeth but also want whiter teeth, they have to make a choice, one versus the other. Sensodyne Clinical White provides 2 shades whiter teeth as well as providing 24/7 sensitivity protection. Patients are going to love to see Sensodyne on the shelf.
First, we dropped in to tackle any job. Then we built the first model truck. Then added the legendary Hemi engine. Ram has always powered American freedom. Now with our Freedom of Choice pricing program, visit your local dealer to choose your offer. Cash incentives or employee pricing for all. Because nothing stops America and nothing stops Ram.
Get 6,500 combined cash allowance, plus current Chevrolet, Ford, and GMC owners get 1,500 bonus cash. Or get employee pricing for all on select 2025 Ram 1500 trucks.
Hi folks, Joe Namath here. And if you're having a hard time hearing, call MD Hearing because they changed my life and they can change yours too. I was wearing expensive hearing aids for years until a good friend of mine told me about MD Hearing. I bought a pair of the hearing aids with no doctor visit, no prescription, and no hassle. I got fitted right over the phone and I've never had a better pair of hearing aids. I'm even wearing them right now.
Call now and get 2 rechargeable Neo hearing aids for just $297 with a free portable charging case and free shipping.
The rechargeable Neo is nearly invisible with its tiny in-the-ear canal design, and you can get 2 rechargeable Neo hearing aids with a 45-day risk-free trial, free shipping, and free lifetime US-based support for only $297.
Call my friends at MD Hearing and get the over-the-counter hearing aids that I use for you.
Call 800-624-9794.
Per enamel, clinical enamel strain, can help us to keep our enamel for a lifetime. It's backed by science. It is clinically proven to strengthen our teeth. I would recommend this toothpaste to everybody. It's really an amazing product.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I could lock in a low price for 3 years, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Can you hear me now?
I was drowning in debt. I didn't even know how I was gonna buy food for my kids.
I had over $36,000 in debt. If I would have just made the minimum payments, it would have taken me 59 years to pay off. I knew I wasn't going to be able to get out of debt myself.
I picked up the phone and called National Debt Relief.
Whether it's credit card, medical, or personal loan debt, National Debt Relief negotiates with your creditors to reduce the amount you owe.
National Debt Relief was able to reduce my debt by over $21,000.
From the minute I made the call to National Debt Relief, I felt immediate relief. They had a plan for me. They treated me as a real person, not a number.
There really was a team working with me.
National Debt Relief negotiated with all of my creditors and reduced the amount that I owe, and now they're free.
If you owe more than $10,000, call or visit nationaldebtrelief.com to find out how you can become debt-free.
Pumping is hard work, but I thought it was the only way I can get my floors truly clean. And then I tried the Swiffer Power Mop. I realized I can get clear floors without the extra work. It has a built-in solution that breaks down dirt on contact, and it adds hundreds of strips to scrub away sticky messes, even from grout lines. Okay, Power Mop. Plus, its 360-degree swivel head cleans up along base storage, even behind the toilet. So ditch the bucket and all the hard work that comes along with it with the Swiffer Power Mop.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Todd Daniels, who is suing Paula West for property loss.
So what does text message say? Text has winky faces, business or pleasure. He would use my car to pick them up.
Well, that's the only card we had at that point. So I do personal training, and you know, it can seem like that. It definitely, I think that she jumped to assumptions on that part.
All right, so let's get back to why we're here. Had she told you she was coming to the car?
She asked me to leave the key.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to find the right screw or the drill bit. Of course, it's not going to show up clear because it's out of focus like a freak show.
You know, I was just expecting her to be more reasonable.
I try to take the blade off. Of course, y'all not going to see it because it's a blurry freak show. But anyways, let me see what I can do.
She offered
I offered $5,000 for it.
And how much did you offer to sell the car for?
$5,000.
$5,000. And what did you say?
I said okay, but I never really had any intention of buying that vehicle. $5,000 is still a lot of money.
This sounds unfortunate because we have a precious baby caught between this situation. Is he a good dad? Does he take care of his daughter?
Not really, no.
All right, so let me get back to the car. And what happens when you take the car?
So I had to take time off work. I had to bring our daughter along. It was very stressful. And I did see the bag in the car, and I left it where the car was.
And then what happens?
There's no gym bag, no nothing there. I mean, if you leave it you leave it in the parking lot, I mean, you might as well just burn it. You know, it's not going to be there. She didn't even try to come in and give it to me or anything like that. So I come out, file a police report, and they were actually, the police were the ones, you know, that said that she came to pick it up. And so at this point, the $350 is for the gym bag. That's all I have left out of this. You know, like I said, I sold my truck. I'm trying to pay the bills. I'm out here working, trying to support Brandy, our daughter.
All right, stop right there. You have a counterclaim for $395. What is that for?
That's to rekey my car. To not steal it again. If he steals it once, he can steal it again.
Well, he didn't technically steal it the first time.
Judge Hatchett's verdict when we return. Promotional consideration provided by
If you take or have taken Humira for moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis and still have symptoms, you don't have to settle. Ask your gastroenterologist if switching to Rinvoq is right for you. It's one of the latest treatments from the makers of Humira. Rinvoq works differently than Humira and may help. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can deliver rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission, and helps visibly reduce damage of the intestinal lining.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occur. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events. Infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Rapid symptom relief and lasting steroid-free remission are possible with Rinvoq. Ask your gastroenterologist if switching to Rinvoq is right for you. You can pay as little as $0 per month.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
I am not gonna award you the $350. Top. Right? Because you all should have worked it out. You should have worked it out. You should have left the gym bag there on the parking lot because you knew it wasn't gonna be there when he got out there. So I'm not giving you the $395. The king, you all need to go. Make sure that they don't leave this courthouse until they sit down and try to get to be civil and have a plan. Do we have a plan about visitation with Brandy?
No, we're working on it.
No, well, you're just not going to leave here today until there's a plan. And then I need to report back to what the plan is about visitation. I am dismissing your claim and I'm dismissing your counterclaim with the understanding that the most important person in this is Brandy. Do you understand that? Yes, ma'am. All right, both the plaintiff's claim and the defendant's counterclaim are hereby dismissed, but they are ordered to go back and work on this visitation before they leave the courthouse. If there's nothing further, we'll stand adjourned.
All rise. Judge Hatchett has ruled. Both claims have been dismissed.
I'm glad the judge made us sit down and work out in prison.
Moving forward, we're going to put Brandy first.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.
Ever feel like a spectator in your own life with chronic migraine? 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. In a survey, 91% of users wish they'd started sooner. So why wait? Talk to your doctor.
Botox effects may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away.
So the problem is the screw on the blade is stripped out. So I might not be able to pull that blade off. I might have to try another high velocity can that has a better set screw. It's always a free show. I'm going to try this. If that don't work, then I'll just have to try to pin everything back up like I did before and try it again the next day. Because it's starting to get late.
Chronic migraine may still keep you from being there. Ask your doctor about Botox today. Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
I had over $36,000 in debt.
I didn't even know how I was going to buy food for my kids. I picked up the phone and called National Debt Relief. They were my savior.
National Debt Relief can significantly reduce the amount you owe.
Now that I'm out of debt, I feel free, I feel powerful.
I'm doing the things I want to do, singing in a chorus. I'm traveling with my husband. I'm thriving. Our family's thriving.
Call or visit nationaldebtrelief.com to get started.
You're watching Justice Central.
All right.
I want viewers watching my show to believe in themselves.
Judge Hatchett is compelling,
I was not the first one to tell walk. Let me just tell you what you just said.
compassionate,
I really enjoy being judged. Now I am touching people who I will never know I touched.
she's powerful,
You should have never been walking out of your life when you was free.
and she's on the bench.
Don't get me preaching up in here today.
Right.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Gina Galloway is suing Nate Bruin in the amount of $4,300. Ms. Galloway claims her daughter was promised a starting spot on her volleyball team and says her college options were limited after she was unfairly benched for a week.
Ms. Galloway, you are in court suing Mr. Jewett. Is that right?
That's correct.
And you paid some $1,900 for your daughter to be involved with the volleyball team, the fees, all of that associated with her participation. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, so tell me, start at the beginning. Tell me the situation.
My daughter's an outstanding volleyball player. I have a history of volleyball, so I pushed her very hard at the sport. She's been playing since she was 5. She's the co-captain now of her high school team. Right now in scouting season, we're trying to give her a placement within a college, maybe even a scholarship, and she was guaranteed a spot as her guaranteed position, the setter, and she has been benched for now up to 8 games. That's 2 tournaments, Your Honor.
Oh, let me hear from you, Mr. Jewett. So you are responsible for these different teams. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And is it true that Miss Galloway's daughter was guaranteed a playing position on the team that she was on?
She was guaranteed a playing position for 5 years. Her daughter did what she's supposed to be doing. She sent me an email. She had a problem with the coach in particular. And she wants to, she wanted to transfer her daughter to another team because of this coach.
Okay, and what is her problem with the coach?
He benched her.
He benched her. And why did he bench her?
He benched her because she wasn't following. Well, there was a problem previously. She had a problem with another girl. I guess it was a tussle during
And she was
practice.
supposed to be benched for 1 game.
So was there a problem with another player, Miss Galloway?
There was an accident that happened at one of the games where she was setting up for a ball, did not see in her vision the other player. And when they bumped, they got into a little scuffle, a little argument, if you will. He set them out, he spoke to them aside, and he said that she would be setting out 1 game.
So did both players have to sit out, or just your daughter?
I only saw my daughter sitting out, in fact.
So now we have that situation. She was supposed to sit out for 1 game, is that correct? Okay, so after that happened, what happened next?
Well, the problem, Your Honor, is we have very specific rules and guidelines with our league. Her mother directly encountered the coach. Now, by our bylaws, she has to wait a 24-hour period before she approaches the coach.
And I did that for a couple of games.
Wait. So if you have a problem, you have to wait 24 hours before you approach the coach. And Miss Galloway did not do that.
She didn't wait the first time, Your Honor. By our bylaws, we had to suspend her daughter for a week.
For a week. And how many games are we talking about?
4 games a week.
4 games
Well,
a
it's
week.
4 practices a week, and it's 1 tournament every 2 weeks.
She missed 2 tournaments, Your Honor.
So tell me what happened. What happened?
Well, like I said, she elbowed the girl by accident. They had their argument, their disagreement. The coach felt it was more her fault than the other player, so I guess that's why he allowed her to play in the tournaments.
Okay,
My daughter was sitting out for 2 tournaments. That's 8 games.
Well, I thought the rule was that she had to sit out for 1 game.
And that's what me and the coach discussed. That's exactly what we discussed, and so I don't understand.
We play multiple games in a day.
Well, now there's a difference. If I'm benching a player for 1 game, and there are 3 games in a day, it seems to me that the rule says you're going to sit out for 1 game, not 1 day.
The roster has to remain the same for each game during that day. So if she sits out the first game because of the penalty, she sits out every subsequent game.
Now what's happening? Where are we now?
Well, I reach out to the coach. He has no real explanation as to why she's been sitting out this long. That did go against exactly what we spoke about and how she was to be reprimanded for that 1 game, for that 1 incident. And then it turns into 8 games. He had no reason as to why she was out still.
All right, so Mr. Joy, did you have a conversation with the coach?
Yes, I
With
did.
Frank Sessions
Yes,
coach?
I did. Yes.
All right, and who's your witness today? Who is this? Come stand up, please. And what's your involvement in this case, sir?
I'm the coach.
All right, you're the coach.
Yeah.
What happened?
Coming up on The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
He does not have that much experience. This is a pro league here. This is what prepares them to get seen by the
Then
scouts
why
and
did you put your daughter on the team?
And later,
As soon as I tried to go back into the traffic, that's when the accident occurred. And Mr. King just smashed into me at a very high speed, and I ended up breaking two of my arms.
Closed captioning provided by. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878.
These dishes just aren't getting clean.
Problem isn't the machine. It's likely a detergent. I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These new products have the grease-fighting power of Dawn, easily removing up to 100% of tough stuck-on foods. Cascade Platinum Plus.
You'll be back! Emu can't help people customize and save at Liberty Mutual.
Lovely. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 Liberty.
It started. It's the side hug. Tween milestones like this may start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for others, it can cause certain cancers later in life. Now, as the dad cab, it's my key to help protect them.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next. Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination.
If you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, your favorite attorney has a message for you. Collision, calamity, catastrophe.
Alright, I think that screw is shot, so probably off camera. I'm gonna go ahead and just pin everything back up and try it again the next day. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is part 1. It's been a freak show. Part 2 will be with a different fan, trying to pull the blade off of that one. So we have better success. Thanks for watching. The Mike Fan Man out. It's interesting. Off camera, now it wants to unscrew because now I have the right screw or the drill bit. Let's see if I can hold it back long enough so y'all can see it. The camera's blurry, but oh well. Who cares? Anyways, that's the right drill bit. Of course, I'm using a screwdriver right here. Hopefully y'all can see that. If not, it's a blurry freak show. But let's go ahead and finish pulling off the blade.
He wasn't strategic. He wasn't technically giving me pointers on how to be a better player.
All right, so let's back up. So for those of you who don't know what a setter is you actually put the ball up for another player then to smack it over the net.
Yes.
So a setter may not be the person who scores, but the setter is extremely important because without the setter, right, Coach?
Yes.
You can't set the ball up to score. So did you think that she was a really good setter?
Yeah, I thought she was really good. I also, when I'm meeting the players and trying to get them to sign up, I'm super positive, and which I always am, but like, I just want them to kind of like, you know.
So bottom line, what in the world went wrong?
I think if they would have stayed in the league for the rest of the season, she could have been, you know, she could have gotten better and kept practicing.
Well, why would you stay? I'm just trying to understand. Why would you stay in the league if you've been benched for 8 games for what you have said to me was a minor incident?
My understanding is it has to do with an attitude problem. The defendant paid $4,300 to put her daughter in the league. Her daughter definitely has talent. There's no question about that.
You know, honestly, he does not have that much experience. This is a pro league here. This is what prepares them to get seen by the scouts.
Put your daughter on the team.
You know,
I know y'all can't see it because the stupid camera wants to be blurry.
other mothers that this was an awesome.
But let me stop the video and try to clear up the camera, then I can show y'all again. Hold on a second.
Daughter back in the league again following
All right.
season because this season is already.
I'm gonna hold it this far back because the stupid camera don't want to allow me to get close with the screw. But as you can see, this screw was 8 out. It took a heck of a lot of work to get the screw out of here. So I'm gonna try to put a different set screw in there. One that would actually work. This piece of junk ain't going back in there. And finally I pulled the stinking blade off.
The season's over. I can't do
All right, let's see what we can do now.
But if you will waive the fees and then give Francesca another coach, then I am going to suspend judgment in this case to allow there to be a time to work it out. But Mr. Holloway, you've got to let the coaches coach. And that is what I think needs to happen. Mr. Jordan, I'm going to take you at your word. I'm going to suspend this, Officer Harvey. I'm going to delay.
Also, the shaft on the claimant keeper
Mr. Jordan is going to do exactly
is very, very rusty.
and if not, we're going to
That's one of the biggest reasons why the blade wouldn't freaking come off. So I probably got to put some kind of oil or something on there so the other blade can slip on.
on behalf of the plaintiff because I want to give you an opportunity to make this right. But both of you have to work together. You have got to be a parent and you've got to let them coach. And I need you all to be fair in the way that this young girl is being treated. Are we clear on this? All right, in that matter, judgment will be suspended based on what I just said. You all may be excused.
All rise. Judge Hatchett has asked the two parties to try and work it out and has suspended judgment until further notice.
So I respect the judge's ruling. I just still don't have faith in the league. You'll just have to prove it to me.
Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I will keep my word.
Coming up,
As soon as I tried to go back into the traffic, that's when the accident occurred, and Mr. King just smashed into me in a very high speed and ended up breaking to my thumbs.
closed captioning provided by
Wish you could wear comfy, cozy slippers everywhere? You can with new hands-free Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins. Sneakers as soft and comfortable as slippers. Try new Cozy Fit Skechers slip-ins.
Okay, now I got a set screw that will work.
Pets.tv is helping
But you can't see it because the stupid camera don't want I'm going to get too close. As you can see, the set screws in the blade. We're going to try that.
To entertain your freshest pets. Plus the latest pet trends. That's all here on Pets.tv.
Be sure to watch Pets.tv. Check your local listing.
I can't wait to make my recipes for you.
Let Recipe.tv inspire you. Travel with us to culinary destinations.
This is a pizza party.
Learn to cook with our world-class chefs. It kind of pops right up, and then you know it's ready.
I'm generous with these steaks because I'm a bit of a fish fiend.
Here on Recipe.tv.
Be sure to watch Recipe.tv. Check your local listings. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Alex Ivanovich is suing Dan King in the amount of $5,200. Mr. Ivanovich claims Mr. King was snowboarding recklessly and says he broke his thumbs after colliding with the defendant while skiing.
Hi, Alex, you're suing for $5,200, and this is a result of what I understand to be a skiing accident. What happened?
That's right. Today I'm in the court because Mr. King injured me physically and financially.
How
It was,
so?
It was about 1 year early last year where I decided to go on a trip with my friends to Utah Mountains and basically ski for the first time on a sort of a bigger mountains.
Have you had experience as a skier?
I've had about, I had several weeks of experience, several weekends I've been practicing before going to that particular mountain where the accident occurred.
But not on this level of skiing.
Yeah, that was the first time. There were different levels over there. There were the one mountain that I practiced before going to that particular where the accident took place, called the Green Slope. Basically a beginner level mountain where people ski and snowboard in order to really gain experience before going to that higher, more experienced level mountain called the Blue Slope. So I was going down the mountain and I realized there were a lot of people over there. There's a high volume of skiers and snowboarders, and a lot of snow was going directly to my goggles. So I had to smoothly move to the side of this mountain and just to clean my goggles. And as soon as I tried to go back into the traffic, that's when the accident occurred, and Mr. King just smashed into me in a very high speed and ended up breaking till my thumbs.
Coming up,
I made my line, my decision to avoid him, and then as I'm on that path, he started up and just
went right into my lane of traffic.
Closed captioning.
Okay, I managed to find a screw to hold the blade on, so we're gonna test it out and see what happens.
All new Passport Transport. Limitless determination.
Incoming dishes. Dawn Power Wash applies to 99% of greasy brine in half the time.
It absorbs grease 5 times faster. It even replaces multiple cleaning products.
Oh, sounds half game.
Dawn Power Wash, the better grease getter.
You're watching Justice Central. As a public defender, Judge Karen fought for her client's rights. She was elected to the bench because she believes in doing the right thing.
I'm very passionate about helping people, period. Sometimes life pulls you from up here down here to keep you unless you're in a valley like this. There are lessons in this valley. I want to learn from you.
Objective independent justice.
Seems to be working, so let's see what happens.
You keep walking, you can overcome whatever circumstance.
This is Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Landscaper Gene Spencer is suing Barbara Teal in the amount of $500. Mr. Spencer claims Ms. Teal hired him to create a topiary design in her yard and says the defendant refuses to pay him. Ms. Teal claims Mr. Spencer botched the job and says since she
All right, seems like we found the winner here. We got a screw that will hold it on to the shaft. So what we're gonna do now is try to put the fan cover back on and see what happens.
You solemnly swear to affirm that the testimony you're about to give before this court should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Karen Mills Francis presiding. All parties are sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you, Chris. You may be seated. Mr. Spencer, you're suing Ms. Teal for $500 for money owed for a landscaping job?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that right? So you're in the landscaping business?
Yes, I had my own company for about 3 years now.
What were you doing before the landscaping?
Landscape before that, I was just doing odd jobs,
Right.
around the city.
Right.
Um,
What experience do you have or training do you
Well-
have in landscaping?
well, one of the odd jobs that I had doing was working with one of my friends, Joseph. He owned a business before I started.
Landscaping.
Landscape,
Okay,
yes.
so you worked with Joseph in his landscaping business.
Yes, that's how
So
it
you
works.
got all the job training in landscaping?
Yes.
And how long did you do that?
I did that for about a year and a half before I wanted to start my own business.
Okay.
And so after I started my own business, Joseph just recently wanted to, retire.
Okay.
So when he retired, I took on his clientele.
Okay, so
He made,
you got a business for him and he just turned over?
no, he just turned over his clientele. He made great recommendations to all his clients out there. And all of them, I met them. And it's in just like I met this show.
Okay, so you knew Joseph, is that right? Mr. Young?
Yes, so I actually have lived in my whole life. I've been
That's what it looks like the metal blade. Now it's spinning down before I screw it back up.
She wanted to meet with me, so I came to the house. When I got to the house, it was beautiful.
Okay, so.
Here's the spin down time.
At your house, you guys agreed on some sort of trial period to see what kind of job you could do?
No, it never was a trial.
Pretty decent for a metal blade. I think it's a little bit longer with the plastic blade, interestingly enough. But let's see what happens when I put that plastic blade on that climate keeper and see if that'll actually work.
The flower beds and everything.
Right.
I said, yes, I
All
do
right.
that. She said,
So I'm gonna go ahead and fasten this up off camera. I'm not gonna bore y'all with all that.
Every 2 weeks?
And once I get the plastic blade on the other one, then we'll do a short video on that. Thanks for watching. The Man and out. Well, it was a failed success with this one right here. The blade doesn't work on that because it's too thick and it's scraping against the motor. But yet the metal blade works fine in the box fan. So I need a blade on this. So what I'm going to have to do, and I'm not going to do it now because it's too late. And I'm getting ready to go to sleep. So I guess tomorrow, which is actually today because the day is Wednesday. Later on tonight when I get off work and stuff like that, I'm going to have to swap the metal blade back into the climate keeper and put the original blades back on these and pin them up and then I'll just try another fan to see if I can get a blade that will work on this high velocity fan, the Climate Keeper one, and also the metal blade to work on that box fan. So that's kind of where we are right now. So I'll have part 2 of this fan right here that I'm dealing with, where I'm swapping the original blade back on there, and I'm putting the blades back on the original fans. Then we're going to try it again next time. Anyways, that's going to do it for now. Thanks for watching. I'm out the Fan Man out. The final conclusion to this blade swap was I did it off camera. I went ahead and put the blades back on the original fan. I didn't feel like trying to do it tomorrow, which is really today. So now both fans are once again working well. I guess I'll run them both. Don't worry about hearing the wind stream. I'm just going to run the fans. I'm going to wrap this up and get ready to go to sleep.
Absolutely. Okay, well, come down and let me see this speed chess game.
All right, ready, Scott? All right, let's go.
All right, so there you go. Both fans are working once again. Now we're going to spin it down.
Okay, I've seen enough.
Okay, so there you go. There's that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try a different box fan. Obviously, it's not working with that one because the fan hub on that blade is too big for that shaft on the high velocity fan. So I need a blade with a smaller fan hub in order to work. And I'm not going to try the Climate Keeper again. I'm going to probably try the Mainstays high velocity fan. That one I've been at. It has the same blade as the Climate Keeper. And then I'm going to try the other one over there. One of the other box fans, and we'll do a blade swap with that and see what we can make another metal blade box fan. I'll try that probably again later on this evening. Anyway, thanks for watching. The Fan Man, I'm going to sleep. Good night.